Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we are currently strongly considering going to war. But the time is not yet here. The United Corinth Commonwealth gave us a small insult, I suppose. That's completely fine. That's these guys up over here. It's not like we care. These guys over here as well. They're within our federation, so I'm sure they'll be fine. We're going to check through all of our colonies here, nothing needing to be done there just yet. We have a couple of stations that we're working on upgrading here, and we have a couple of mega structures that we're working on creating as well. However, that all kind of pales in comparison to what we have lying before us. And that's basically the galaxy at our fingertips right now. Now, the Othonians are actually losing their war against the Belmicosans, and that's fine. We could potentially think about attacking the Tazikians, bringing them into the fold. With them in the fold, that would cause a pretty big shift in terms of galactic power, to be sure. There's another option. Who else in the galactic community at this point? Voki Consciousness are, but they're in breach of galactic law. The Athonians, the Corinth, Tazikians, in breach of the Space Amoeba Protection Act. Okay. The Miravanja Consortium. The Tazikians are in breach of galactic law right now. We're on the council. Isn't that interesting? But what I was really checking for was whether the Belmicosan are in the galactic community, and they are not. That's fascinating. Also, we have the largest diplomatic weight in the galaxy, so there is that. Now, these guys are currently in breach of galactic law. Are we in charge of making sure that they get dealt with? I'm not sure. How do we handle that? So they're in breach of galactic law. They're subject to penalties from any sanctions that have been enacted. Okay, so we would be able to put through sanctions then. I don't think I'm that interested in sanctions. We'll go ahead and tick forward. It's interesting that the Belmicosa are losing a lot of territory over here. In fact, if I was just to guess based off of the map that we're looking at here, I would guess that the Belmicosa are in fact losing this war.
The new world has begun.
But that's untrue. They're not actually losing the war. Which is surprising, honestly. Now, we do need a job on this tech world. Easy enough. Just go ahead and do that for now. And let's see, we just arrived at this world. Okay, that's fine. The Europa station, we're going to go ahead and upgrade. And the Tanafir station is, of course, upgrading as well. We are building in both of these locations a gateway construction site. Of course, we have a gateway over here, actually. We're only building the gateway construction site up over here. Now, there are these wildlings that we'd be able to wipe out. It would cost us a lot of influence to grab Bivum. But beyond that, it wouldn't be too much. And this is all dead end up here. That wouldn't necessarily be the worst idea. We'll make our way over to Hokri after this, and then we'll jump drive as close to Bivum as we can. That will cost a lot of influence, though, so that's something to keep in mind. We are still working on our Strategic Coordination Center here, and I think we have one more upgrade there, so that's fine. And if not, we can always work on repairing our ring sections over here. That's not a big deal. So yeah, I mean, we've got things that we can work on, but I'm definitely starting to think that we need to make some moves. Belmicosa are still winning. At least in terms of the war exhaustion. Yeah, I think there's some Boki consciousness over here, but I think going after the Tazikians is likely to be our best bet. Now, this is not necessarily the strongest member of the Allied Interlink systems, but this will still change the galactic balance of power a fair amount. We're going to jump drive over to here, and then from there we're going to move to Bivum. And looking at these strengths, honestly, a single fleet should be able to take care of this. We're going to send the first fleet out over to Hokri, and then it will follow up over here. This would be another decent space to put a gateway in. It's closer to this over here.
We have established a new
Can we build gateways in our vassals' space? No. Okay. They're our vassal, but it's not our territory. That's fine. So we'll go ahead and jump drive over to... Okay, I guess it went. We'll jump drive over to there, and then from there, we'll just travel over to Bivum. So yeah, this will be a good location for us to build a gateway anyway. Just so that we have a closer way to get to this border. That's fine. The Orinoco is, of course, heading out here, and how much are we going to need in total? We're going to need roughly 400 influence to build out here in Bivum. That's going to be a lot. There's no doubt about that. That's a lot of influence.
Scientific breakthrough achieved.
Well, there's our gravitational analysis finishing up. Let's go ahead and take shield hit points next. That is the cheapest. Excellent. We're doing okay on our Empire Sprawl. Our naval cap, we're doing less okay, but it's actually completely fine. I'm thinking about getting rid of this construction ship. Thinking about it. Of course, we're colonizing Habitable Section A here, and we're working on, I think this is going to be Habitable Section B. But I'm definitely strongly considering attacking the Tazikians.
Scientific breakthrough
Now, what would our
achieved.
overall battle plan be? Well, we'd have to defend some areas up here and down here. There's no connection except for here. And this over here. But the Boki consciousness hold this. How are the Marish Watchers doing in their war? Technically, they're losing. Okay. The Belmicosa War will be over fairly soon. Due to supply lines, I want to move our Juggernaut over to here. Now, that's going to take a long time, but we're just going to go to Hokri, and then from there we'll jump drive over, as we did previously.
Incoming transmission.
Powerful communication arrays have been added to the Strategic Coordination Center, enabling our strategists to issue orders to our ships throughout the galaxy. These state-of-the-art arrays are powerful enough to burn through any possible jamming, and the quantum-entangled signal is utterly unhackable. Okay. And the Awoken want to establish an embassy. We'll accept that. We also got Synapse Interceptors. Nice. And let's go for minerals next. That'll be fine. The Merrimack is going to need an additional task. And I think I want to save up influence for right now. But we're going to take the Juggernaut, the ISS Kunlun, out to Hokri, and then from there it will jump drive over here. And we're just going to station it in, like, Kastan. So we'll jump drive it to here, and then we'll station it there. Now, how powerful is that on its own? About 50k. Good to know. So, we're going to go ahead and station the 1st Federation Fleet at Vimas. We're going to station the 2nd Federation Fleet at Central Processing. The 3rd Federation Fleet we're going to station at Terminal Egress, specifically in orbit of the L-Gate.
Construction complete.
Then we're going to send the 3rd Fleet out over this way as well. I'm actually thinking about taking these guys back over here. The second fleet would be sent up over this direction to Lake Tanafir. The fourth fleet and the fifth fleet. The question is what to do with them. What indeed? We could simply hold them in reserve for now. Just like station them at this gateway. I'm sure they'll be necessary later on, but that'll be okay for now. We'll jump drive you over to here. You do not appear to be jump driving. I hit the wrong button. Well, let's go ahead and jump drive you to here. There we go. That'll do much better. And we'll go ahead and wait for a little bit because we're going to have to await the cooldown period for that jump drive.
Construction complete.
The Europa station has finished its queue. And that is, this anchorage over here. Right. We're going to want to put in some anchorages soon enough. And let's see. Central processing is upgrading to a citadel right now. Let's go ahead and queue up a missile battery and a hangar bay, as well as disruption field generator. And we're going to want some defensive platforms, but for now, we may want to just queue a few. I'm not going to queue all of them for the time being. This Forge world requires housing as well as jobs. Easy enough. This Forge world requires jobs. Easy enough. I was thinking about maybe building a mining district. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do something like that. Okay. This habitat requires a gene clinic. And this mining world, an upgrade to the system capital complex. Otherwise, that all appears to be good. Fantastic. And again, yes, you can automate these. I prefer to do it manually. I just like to do that management. So I think we are just about ready to declare our war. And what is our war going to be? Our war is going to be a bring into the fold on the Tazikians. Not a wipe them out, a bring into the fold. So something along these lines. Now this will be a fundamental change of power in the galaxy. And that's great. We're very, very happy about that. But we don't need this to happen just yet. At the very least, we want this starbase to actually be done. And in fact, it's not being upgraded right now. We should upgrade that to a citadel and then gun, missile, hangar, gun, missile, hangar. And then we'll also queue up a target uplink computer, communications jammer, disruption field generator. Excellent. And these guys have arrived. So that is pretty glorious. And otherwise, we appear to be good to go. So the Merrimack doesn't have another job queued up. I'm aware of that. I'm actually going to disband it for now. We may want to get it back later, but for now, that'll be okay. And this starbase is 114 influence away. That's so much. So much influence. Oh, right. I didn't start that. We should start that. 2,400 days remaining on that, so we don't need influence for a while. Yeah, still 1,300 days over here. Looks good. This gateway will be done in about 180 days, about 6 months. And the question is...
assaulting our spaceport.
Oh, well, that's rude. In the Terralum system? Oh, they're actually going to fail this. They're not going to succeed. They're already dead. That was fast. One salvo of fire from the station, and all of the raiders were dead. That was exciting, to be sure. The Tanafir station is still being upgraded, of course. And we've still got a fair amount of time before that's fully online. The Europa station is going to be an anchorage station and is far less important. But the central processing station is still a ways away as well. So technically it's not the ideal time to declare yet. Is their war with the Chthonians over? Not quite. Not quite. We show inferior as well as pathetic and inferior. If they're that weak, should we go for the Yawn Company? That'd be an even bigger balance of power shift. How would we go about really fighting them? We'd have to pass through here. I think that's not really the way forward for this exact moment. We could jump drive into their territory, but I don't like doing that for supply line purposes. We just don't have much for connections with their territory. Through here would be the best way. We'd have to have access through the Marish Watchers. They're friendly to us. And I believe we do have access through them. No, they've closed their borders to us. It's the Chthonians. The Marish Watchers are these guys. No, these guys. There we go. Their tech is still considered overwhelming to us, which is slightly surprising to me. So they're patronizing to us. Hello, console. Yeah, I think we just don't have a good way to get to the Yawn Company at this exact moment. I think the Tazikians are, in fact, the way to go.
Incoming transmission.
No. Go away, Miravanda Consortium. We're not going to pay influence for not getting hardly any science while giving a bunch to you. I know you're a Federation member. That's okay. Yeah, we're going to still be on the Council. So that is fine. I'm just kind of waiting here right now. Because these guys are at 97%. Should we pull the trigger on this? Are locations that aren't super well defended? Include Terralum. Wait, we can queue up more? We can queue up more. We should definitely get these defense platforms at least queued. I don't know that we're going to wait for them. And yeah, now we're out of alloys, so that's the thing. Are we still selling alloys? We are. I'm going to back off on this. Actually, that should be... We're going to be pretty negative on energy credits doing it this way. Let's see how negative. Fairly negative. Okay. I would like to work on balancing that out a little bit. Right now, we don't really have good options for it. Of course, a big part of the reason we're so negative is because our naval cap here. We do need to bring that up. You can see here we are currently spending 3,600 on ships. So just getting these anchorages done will help. We can also get 2 more starbases. We may want to think about upgrading some of these as anchorages. So we'll do 1 there and then 1 at Yidixa. Okay. Something like that. Our gateway is done in Tanafir. And there's definitely... Well, we're going to need to send our transport fleet out here, for sure. So I think we're going to get that moving. And it'll be out here soon enough. Okay. We're going to head up here. And then from there, where are we going to go? Well, we don't exactly know. Not yet. Well, probably directly into here, actually. The Euthonian coalition made peace with the Belmicosa enforcers. With a status quo. Awkward. Well, if there was ever a time to strike, then I think this is it. I'm going to send the 4th Fleet to go make sure that Rantor is held. We can hit at the Yawn Company over here as well. We're borders closed with the Belmicosa. I think this is the time.
At last, to war.
Okay, so we're going to need to take one day.
The enemy is targeting one of our stations.
Ah, they had somebody at Terminal Egress and in Tadasca, which is awkward. But we have a lot of ships up in Tadasca. Let's go make sure that we are defending our spaceport here. Okay, so yeah, they're going to get wrecked. Absolutely wrecked there. That's actually going to be quite a lot of their ships. That's Euthonian ships. Okay. So we're going to move on in to Sharna here, and we're going to move into Semesta. These guys, they're going to follow up. We're going to hold position here, as well as here. We don't really have... Well, we could move into the Boki Consciousness, I suppose. That would allow us access down here, and then down to there. It's very little that we could do, and that's occupied by the Marish Watchers. I think we're just going to chill here and defend that position. As far as Tanafir goes, let's go ahead and move to Vajantris. And then up here, well, we'll just hold for now. Let's see how these initial battles play out. We're expecting them to play out in a very particular fashion.
The cowards have destroyed one of our spaceports.
Where? No, seriously, where? I don't think they've destroyed one of our spaceports. I find that highly unlikely. Okay, so we've eliminated that force there. The 5th Fleet is in Tadasca, and I want it to head to Rantor. Like that. Okay, the 3rd Fleet is undergoing repairs, allegedly. It's going to be fighting these guys, that's fine. Did we lose any ships? No. I think we did lose a couple of defense platforms. Yeah, that's fine. We did indeed. We should be A-okay in this war, though. These guys are moving in.
Beginning
Fantastic.
attack run on enemy station.
No problem whatsoever on this station, of course. And let's take a look at what they've got. No armies here. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and land. We're going to push up this way. This is the Boki Consciousness. We can head up like that and then backtrack. So that'll be fine. These guys are going to push in something like this for now. Wonderful. As far as this over here goes, the Belmicosa are borders closed, so we can't pass through there. We are going to head over this direction. We can't land over here, but that's fine. That gives us an L gate. Okay. Sounds good. The 1st Fleet is, of course, chillin'. The 2nd Fleet is, of course, chillin'. The 4th Fleet here, it's, I think, going to head down to Terminal Egress and help out at the L gate. The 3rd Fleet is there and repairing, that's fine. And then, of course, the ISS Kunlun is ready over here to reinforce where our supply lines are very, very long. Looks good to me. So our energy credits are going to be a problem. let's go ahead and add in a sale of 100 consumer goods here. And also, let's sell 100 food. Now, food isn't very valuable, but it'll get us some. Let's see how that sits after this month's tick. We're also going to need to continue to upgrade some of these, but that might fall by the wayside as we fight this war. Where's this combat? Ah, over here. That's fine.
Battle is joy.
Okay, so we're at minus 900. We definitely need a little bit more, so it's gonna have to be alloys. And we're just going to sell, let's see, 23. So let's see, selling 50 should be more than enough. In theory. Do we need to do any ship reinforcement? Technically, yes. Okay, we'll get that started. They'll be pumped out of the Sol Station, and that's fine. So this planet should now be under our control, or as soon as we actually land. Any moment now. You can see here, they're already at 6%. That's great. We're very, very pleased about this. We're going to continue pushing in over there. These guys are pushing in like so. And we're just holding in Rantor here. Our Federation members are also doing a little bit of work, and we're glad to see that. We're just taking advantage of the Allied Interlink system's weakened state right now. That's all that's going on here. These must be claimed by the Corinth. That's fine. We do have a relic activation available. We'll run the Surveyor. 9 trade value. Okay, that'll be helpful for our energy credit situation. Excellent. I feel like we don't need to garrison here with all of our... Like, we don't need to garrison all of these locations because of our gateways. We could, in theory, jump drive these guys in here. And you know what? Let's go ahead and do it. The 4th Fleet is guarding here. That's fine in terminal egress. Although we don't need both of these guarding. I really don't think we need both of them. We could potentially strike out somewhere where there's an L gate. Like here. Now that's an option. What kind of power is their station at? Not very high. Okay. Sounds good. Fantastic. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to finish up this war, I think. I think it'll be done in the next episode. We'll find out. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.